What's up, all of you beautiful, drop-dead, gorgeous people out there? I'm FrostTee, and this is my review of NBA 2K14. So, Dwight Howard just got a big old helping of my sweaty balls to the face. Literally, frosty balls to the face. We got some sweet justice for you Laker fans. And as you can see, this is my career game of me in the Western Conference semifinals with the New Orleans Pelicans against the Houston Rockets. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about whether or not you should go out and buy NBA 2K14 today. And to help you determine that, there are three main qualities that literally should help you determine if you want to buy any game. And to me, they are the visuals of the game, the audio, and most importantly of the three, the gameplay. But for this series specifically, there's one other quality that should persuade you either way in whether or not you want to buy it. And to me, that's the X factor. So sit back, grab a beer. If you're under the age of 21, grab a root beer and listen in on my review. Visually, NBA 2K14 delivers pretty big time. If one of your things is staring at hot, sweaty men on the basketball court or in any other sport, then this game is definitely your thing. And I'm talking to you ladies and some of you guys, whatever floats your boat. And when those moments come, when you're dunking over a 7-footer, you'll become jacked, your testosterone levels will rise, you'll want to pump out some iron and just go to town and beat some A. Personally, in my opinion, NBA 2K14 is one of the most improved games from previous gen to next gen. You can even see the LEDs lighting up on the floor and the Jumbotron lighting up above you. The textures of your jerseys when your character is being zoomed in on after a massive dunk, to the sweat dripping down your body that you may want to lick up if you're a chick. Most of the time, the animations are performed flawlessly and you're left wanting to play more, honestly. Now, there could be some improvements in the park. Like, it would be nice to be playing on a US Navy carrier or whatever. Like, who doesn't want that? I'm going to be playing next to some airplanes. And speaking of airplanes, look at me fly and hit that 360 like a boss. Unfortunately, as with almost every sports simulator, there are always going to be glitches. As you can see here, Chandler Parsons has taken off his shorts and is trying to rub his D against my leg. I hit that spin around jumper to free myself from that nasty thing for 2. On the FrostTee scale, I give this game visually an 8.5 out of 10. It has excellent graphics, excellent movement. Unfortunately, there are glitches, as we can see here, but that doesn't impede on the success the developers made in making such a beautiful basketball game. Now it's time for the second factor in which I, FrostTee, evaluate a game, which is probably the least important of all three, and that's audio. Listening to this game is like watching a real basketball game right in front of you on your TV, except without all the annoying commercials that none of us really want to watch, but they still shove down our throats uncontrollably. While this game does have really good audio for a sports simulator, as always, it's repetitive after a while. At first, you enjoy the commentary by Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and that other dude nobody cares about. And once it gets repetitive halfway through your season, you just stop caring, put in your headphones, and enjoy the game without listening to their boring commentary. But once you get into the playoffs, the crowd seems to come more alive, chanting defend and getting into the game for your team. Unfortunately, I cannot post audio with this video of 2K14 because the developers decided not to allow the PS4 to record its audio due to copyright claims. But thankfully, I have a clip that I found on YouTube.
Players in this league are so clever with the ball, they can make defenders look foolish. That's what Kyrie Irving does. I mean, he's just a magician with the ball.
Welcome back, all of you gorgeous people. So for my grade on the audio, I'm going to give it about a 7 out of 10. It has pretty good audio, probably the best on the market for any sports simulator, but unfortunately, as with every sports simulator such as Madden or NHL, over time, after that first couple of games, the audio gets pretty dull, and eventually you'll stop caring, you'll want to listen to music or anything to get you out of that dreadful place. So now, it's time for gameplay. Gameplay is the most important part of any game, and with NBA 2K, there are times where it can lack and you'll get sucked into animations and people will be dragging you and you'll be pissed off and wanting to punch someone. most of your time will be spent playing probably in My Career, My GM, or The Park. Now, those are the 3 main game modes, but there are also other game modes that come with any typical sports game, such as online ranked games where you can play as regular teams without any additions or anything like that. But also, the biggest part of My Career and My GM and The Park is virtual currency, or VC. So basically, if you want to get really, really good, it's either you're going to have to grind it out and spend all of your time having no freaking life, or you'll dish out the money in order to make your character, your GM, good. And I'll give you a bit of an overview of what VC does in My GM in all 3 modes. In My GM, you're going to have to pay for attributes for your GM, basically, and you actually have to use your VC in order to unlock the rotations and in order to be able to edit all those things, which kind of sucks considering that should be just a given thing. You should be able to do that right away. In My Career, it's basically you create your player, you go through this whole storyline about you and your rival, and you grind the whole time just to make yourself better. Personally, I wanted to make myself better so I can own people in the park, slam on them, or basically anything at all to make yourself better than everyone else and to humiliate everyone in the park. And that's everyone's goal. Now, when you're in the park, there are some things that they definitely need to fix, such as people taking shots right after they get the ball. There should be like a pass limit or something just to make the gameplay better and more competitive. At the same time, they need to set a foul limit because the whole time everyone's just reaching in trying to take the ball away from you, and there's no limit on that. Overall, though, the game is really fun. It's worth taking a look at if you're interested in basketball or if you're just interested in picking up a game, because there's not really that many options out right now for the PS4. Now, finally, the last point I want to make about NBA 2K14 and whether or not you should buy it is the X factor, and that being that the game has been out for 3 months already. Currently, it costs about the same as it would if it was brand new. So in between that $54 to $64 range in the US, you have to look at when you're trying to buy one of these games that it's an annual release. Is it really worth purchasing for you? And I say, based on the amount of time I put into that, the game is pretty much the best sport simulator that I've ever played, and that's dating back to the Madden 1998 days. But it all depends on if you're going to get NBA 2K15 and if you can wait. Because if you can wait that long and they improve on the game, then there is no point in buying 2K14 right now. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and tap that, fist pound that, chest bump it, do something to that subscribe button. And as always, stay frosty.